Naoya Inoue has already built a reputation as the monster, but what do other boxing experts really think of him? Let's find out. Manny Pacquiao believes there is something special about Inoue and said he has great speed and a lot of power behind his punches. He called Inoue a special fighter. Jamal Herring respects how Inoue is moving up through different weight classes. After Inoue beat Stephen Fulton, Jamal tweeted that Inoue is running through weight classes like a prime Manny Pacquiao. He gave credit to Cool Boy for risking it all and said he will bounce back. Teddy Atlas thinks Inoue would have fit well in any golden era of boxing. Teddy said he has always favored the 1930s to 1960s and 1970s to 1980s as boxing's best, but Inoue would have fit with the greatest of any era. He called Inoue the full package, which includes speed, power, smarts, technique, brains, instinct, timing, and controlled ferocity. He simply said special. Sergio Mora thinks Inoue is a nightmare with that power. Mora tweeted that Inoue is one of the scariest punchers in boxing. Mike Coppinger believes Inoue will have to move up in weight if he wants to face any real challenge because he is easily winning in his current division. Mike tweeted that Naoya Inoue is not just the best boxer in the world but an all-time great, still adding chapters to his legendary career. He said Inoue will have to keep moving up and wait to find a challenge and told fans to enjoy the monster while he is here. Dev Sunny thinks there is only one type of bantamweight that can handle Inoue. Dev tweeted that Inoue's frightening power does carry up to 122 pounds and maybe even higher. He genuinely thinks Inoue would absolutely destroy all non-Queensberry super bantamweights. Bob Arun simply believes Inoue is the best pound for pound in the world. Bob tweeted that Naoya Inoue is a once-in-a-multi-generational talent and the best pound for pound fighter in the world. When predicting the fight against Fulton, Sean Porter explained why he thinks Inoue is too much for a lot of fighters.
That's what Inoue is, you know? And I think some fighters get spoiled by the knockout. Some fighters get spoiled by win after win after win, and they kind of lose track of themselves, whether that's training or maybe not coming to the fight mentally as prepared as they should be. I don't think Inoue is the type of fighter that, no matter what he just did to Nonito, I don't think he's going to come to the ring any less than who he's been in this present time. All that being said, the monster is a nightmare for Fulton.
Yeah. Oh, you think so?
I think so because of his length or Inoue, because of Inoue's length and his size. I think that even though he's in a lower division, I think that he would fill out at 126, and I think that he'd be a problem.
5 years ago, Lou DiBella talked about Inoue's GOAT status and tweeted, "If you are one of those boxing fans who cares a lot about pound-for-pound rankings and Inoue is not on your list, fix it right now. This young man is a beast, and before his career ends, he will likely prove himself as one of the greatest ever from the land of the rising sun." 5 years later, Lou backed up his old claim after Inoue beat Stephen Fulton. Lou tweeted that he wrote this 5 years ago, and now 5 years later, the monster is without question the best Japanese fighter of all time, the GOAT. He said for at least 5 days Naoya Inoue is number one on his pound-for-pound list. He added that Fulton is really good, but that was not a fight, it was an exercise in boxing dominance. Claressa Shields checked in on Fulton's condition, but she recognized Inoue's raw power. Shields tweeted that she is glad Cool Boy dared to be great, but Inoue is different with power, speed, and IQ. Wow. Shakur Stevenson made sure to congratulate Inoue after his recent win as well. Shakur tweeted, "Great fight, monster, real sharp." Even Damian Lillard thinks it is time for Inoue to move up in weight. Damian tweeted, "Time for Inoue to move up." Lee Wood has sparred the monster, and he does not think Inoue will have a real fight until he goes up in weight.
Yeah, there's looking for sparring partners. As they said when I got out there, I was looking for kind of the British style, the British pattern. They said every different parts of the world have different styles, different patterns of fighting. They said there's looking for some kids a similar height, because obviously Madonna is quite big for the weight, so the nearest is my weight, which is featherweight. So they called a few of us out there. I'm not in a rush to go back. The food wasn't amazing. I didn't really get used to it, but experience-wise, it was gold. Yeah, he's a really good fighter. I think he can carry his power up to my weight, maybe to featherweight. I'm confident he'll win the Super Series. I don't think the other kids have got enough on him. He's got too much power and too much about him. I don't think he's going to come in a proper fight till probably bantamweight or featherweight.
Mike Tyson could not be more impressed by Inoue and even compared him to another great boxer. Mike said that people will see this bad fighter who does not look like much, but he is better than Manny Pacquiao. He said Pacquiao was built like that and just as good. He called Inoue vicious and the monster and a badass guy. He talked about how Inoue broke down his opponent and beat him so easy. Mike said he loves it and called Inoue a mean little fighter. Lamont Roach Jr. does not understand how people do not think Inoue should be on the pound-for-pound list. Roach tweeted, "OMFG, Inoue really that LOL you play and keep asking why he is up on the P4P list." Steven Espinoza really thinks Inoue might have a chance to move up and challenge Gervonta Davis now too. Steven said, "You never know, it sounds a bit crazy, but it is only 13 pounds more." He said he would love to see Tank versus Inoue after that performance against Stephen Fulton, and he would not put anything out of Inoue's reach. Rio Salem believes Inoue has explosive power but still thinks he has enough power to beat him. Salem said he would love to fight Inoue and called that an explosive crowd-friendly fight that he would love to have. He added that unlike Fulton, he believes he has the power to put Inoue down. Nanito Donaire has admitted that Inoue was the toughest opponent he ever faced.
It comes down to a lot of things, you know. I think the best guy that I faced, and maybe perhaps if I was younger, it might be a different story, but at the moment of who I am in this time, I would say Inoue is the toughest that I've faced, or the strongest that I've faced.
You mentioned Inoue as probably potentially the best fighter that you've faced in your career. What is it about him that gives you that distinction?
I think it was like facing the younger me. You know, there's just a lot of similarities in terms of power, explosiveness, and sometimes intelligence. You know, but I think a lot of it is given the similarities is what makes it more difficult.
Stephen Fulton had big expectations for his fight against Inoue, but it did not go his way. Stephen had said he felt the power Inoue has would not matter to him. He said the power might matter to the fans because they look at records, but asked who Inoue has fought with a style like his. He said everyone Inoue has faced came to him and tried to fight rough and got hit with crazy shots. He claimed they had not seen Inoue fight someone who can mix it up. He said he has a style for every fighter and that everyone would be speechless after the fight. And speechless they were. The fight even got attention from UFC fighters as Matt Brown commented on Inoue's win. Matt said, "Bro, Inoue, holy, this dude is so good, an absolute masterpiece against the guy who was supposed to stop him." He said Inoue is the truth. Luis Neri is another fighter who believes he can take on Inoue and explained why. Luis said they are looking for Inoue and think it is a big fight and they are going to finish him. He said he sees the fight ending by knockout. He called Inoue a fighter who stands in front of you and is brave and said he does the same thing, so it will be a knockout. He said he is here to fight anyone out there, but they would like Inoue. Jason Maloney has faced Inoue before and explained what it is like to be hurt by the monster. Jason said he did not see the punches both times Inoue hurt him and then put him down. He said the punches were just so fast. He explained that if he tried to move away and create some distance, Inoue's closing speed off that first step where he would just explode into range and let his hands go was incredible. He said once Inoue gets into that killer mindset where he is just reckless and lets his hands go with bad intentions, he is very hard to stop. Jason said he went in there with intentions of winning and believing he could win, but Inoue was probably even better than he expected once you are in the ring with him. Paul Butler has also faced Inoue in the ring and had a similar take on his experience. Paul said Inoue sort of pushed him around into places of the ring where he wanted Paul to be. Paul said he is quite smart and knew what Inoue was doing, so he moved his feet a little quicker to get out of those situations. But he said it was Inoue's presence in there. He knew if Inoue hit him with 2 or 3 punches, or if he switched off, it was game over. He said Inoue started dropping his hands and putting them behind his back, and Paul thinks Inoue was trying to make him change something so he would open up a little more. Paul said his elbows were tucked in, but Inoue went right around the side. When the referee did wave it off, Paul still had to stay down because he literally could not breathe. It was sickening. Inoue would be a dream fight for Gervonta Davis. Davis said he likes the guy from Japan, Inoue, and that would be a fun fight and technical, but he thinks he would be too big for Inoue. Still, he called it a dream fight and said he likes that fight. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other Alright Everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news. highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lard and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.